Hello everybody, welcome back to another Mortal Jellyfish video. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Crocowolf. Yes, I know this video is long overdue, I promised it a long time ago, but hear me out. I was struggling on playing the kit, okay? Half the games I don't lose my bed, so then the Crocowolf buff never happens, and I'm like, is that acceptable gameplay to not have the buff involved? And then the other half the gameplays, they just I don't know, they didn't feel adequate. But anyways, I went ahead and sucked it up and just recorded some gameplay, and I got you guys some gameplay while we talk about the pros and cons of this kit, and whether or not you should pay for the battle pass to get it, because it is in the paid track. So we gotta scroll on over here, up to level 30. You can see that Crocowolf is in the paid part of the pass, so it will be a should you buy, should you grind kind of video. That said, I do know you don't have to purchase ranks, and I didn't purchase any ranks myself. Because someone's going to comment that below and be like, Jelly, you don't have to buy it. You could just farm the rakes. But I put buy because you have to buy the battle pass. Anyways, that's a long overdue rant that I have to talk about every time I make one of these videos. Anyways, on that note, let's hop into the gameplay and let's talk about the pros and cons of the Crocowolf. Okay, so now that we got that gameplay rolling in the backgrounds, hopefully the gameplay is juicy enough for you guys to enjoy. We did just 4-man rush every single game in this gameplay because I was like, well, I'm Crocowolf, so maybe if we 4-man rush, there'll be some games where I lose my bed. And even when I did that, only like 2 of the games we played, we actually lost our bed. So, pretty disappointing to let you know that much. But yeah, I mean, either way, we're going to hop into the pros and cons of this kit. So yeah, let's dive right into those pros. So the first pro I got is it's easier to clutch games on this kit. Now, you may be wondering, how is it easier to clutch? If you don't know anything about this kit and you've been living under a rock, it's easier to clutch on this kit because when you lose your bed, you're going to gain that second pro, insane speed. You're going to become Sonic of Bedwars. To actually the fact that if you eat a speed pie plus its speed boost, you'll actually get anti-cheated because anti-cheat thinks you're scripting and moving too fast, so that's pretty nifty. Now, I did test that before the nerf on his speed boost, but I imagine the speed nerf wasn't a big enough deal to stop that. I imagine you probably still get anti-cheated if you speed pie the Crocowolf buff. The next pro you're going to have, the third one, is that strong knockback. So between that strong knockback and that strong speed, that's what's really going to bring out that power to clutch. You're going to be able to just out-rotate people. Fourth pro there, by the way, is the out-rotation. Because you can knock people back so far with one hit, it's a good chance you might be able to avoid them, or simply just get them off of you enough space so you can start running again. And between that knockback and that speed, you basically can out-rotate and farm anything on the map that you need in the next 3 minutes, because that's how long the buff lasts. Or maybe it's a good time for you because you have good enough gear that it's time for you to start pressuring other people's beds with these massively insane buffs, because that's basically what this kit does. As soon as your bed gets broken, you become a monster to deal with. Between that speed boost and knockback, you are super strong. Honestly, it is just insane. It's actually super fun when your bed breaks as this kit. That said, it is a bit spicy because your bed is gone. You know you're not getting to come back. So, and it's only 3 minutes. So you're kind of on a time frame to get some stuff done, if that makes sense. But either way, the kit is super good for like clutching if your bed gets broken. If your bed doesn't get broken, you're basically just wandering around as a no kit, which happens more than I'd like to admit. At least for me, people just don't tend to get my bed. I guess I do a good job watching it. I don't know, or my teammates do a good time watching it. I don't know. Nobody knows the real answer. Anyways, those are the 4 pros I got for this kit. There's not a lot to this kit. Its abilities rather pretty simple. So that's going to move us into our cons. What are the cons that this kit brings to you? Well, the first one is you have to lose your bed. If you do not lose your bed as this kit, there's no point in like necessarily playing it. It's kind of like a backup plan, you know? You play this kit with the intention to not really lose your bed because nobody's intention is to purposely lose their bed, right? So basically, it's just more of like a backup plan kit. Basically, you're playing around with no kit on the likelihood that you want to have this backup Crocowolf power if somebody does happen to get your bed. That said, getting somebody to break your bed so you can get Crocowolf to do something insane is honestly kind of random, because sometimes people will come get your bed, sometimes people just will leave your bed there with no bed covers, so it's kind of hit or miss with that said. And that's going to bring us into the next con, and that is that the buffs are short-lived. And what I mean by that is the fact that you're on a 3-minute timer. As soon as your bed breaks, boom, right there. 3 minutes. You gotta hurry, you gotta run, you gotta get stuff done. You need to get emeralds, you need to do whatever you're trying to do, break enemies' beds, anything. You have 3 minutes with this strong buff, and then it is gone, and you are back to your no-kit life. And that's going to bring us into our third con, and that is outside your buffs, and I've been stressing this a lot through this whole video, you're just a no-kit. You have nothing else for you. You don't have any extra utility. You don't have anything special. You're not like Aerie getting more damage over time. You're not Barb getting a Rage Blade. You're not a Melody healing people. You're just a no-kit. You have nothing special beyond your Crocowolf buff. That said, we're going to move into should you or should you not grind / buy this kit. It's a very unique kit, something we haven't seen before, something that is affected depending on if you have your bed or don't have your bed. So it's something that's very unique, something we haven't seen before. I'm sure we'll start to see more kits like this in the future. The developers over and over again have proved to us they're not afraid to reuse kits and make something very similar to it as another kit. So I'm expecting there to be some variations of a Crocowolf with stuff like if it breaks your bed, it'll come out in the future. But as of right now, this is a rather unique kit, and because of that, I'd say it's a super fun kit just to have to mess around with. Although everybody's saying it's overpowered and busted and why it already got a nerf, I genuinely do not understand. I think this kit is overhyped. I don't know if it's because of other more popular YouTubers' videos, but I honestly don't find this kit to be as good as everybody's hyping it up to be out there. It is a decent kit. It's not bad, but it requires your bed to be broken, and it's only a 3-minute buff. You only can get so much done in 3 minutes if the enemy teams are decent, so I don't know. I think the kit's overhyped. That said, it probably is still worth grabbing because it's such a unique kit and a fun kit to own. There's nothing like the speed boost that you get with Crocowolf. It's super fun to play around with. And the knockback sometimes works really well, and then other times, depending on your ping or what server you're in and stuff, the knockback could almost be worthless. So knockback is kind of hit or miss. The only thing you're guaranteed with this kit, in my opinion, is the speed boost. The speed boost is always guaranteed to run really smoothly, and it's super fun. So yeah, I would say go ahead and get yourself this kit, add it to your collection. It's a fun one to have. Is it going to be the most busted, overpowered thing in the game? I don't think so. I think it just kind of sits there with all the other middle ground kits that are decent, but not bad, but not terrible and not usable. So it's definitely a kit that sits there in a happy spot of you could have fun with this, you could not. That said, I want to wrap this video up talking about 2 bugs. I've already mentioned one, but I want to mention the other one that this kit currently has. So the first one is going to be, obviously, if you speed pie with Crocowolf buff on, it is going to anti-cheat. So basically this renders you where you can't walk anywhere because you're constantly just going to get teleported back and slowed and like kind of feels like you're being lagged out by anti-cheat. That's what anti-cheat does if you eat a speed pie. So don't eat a speed pie as Crocowolf unless they someday decide to fix that. The other bug is also a very important one, and it's something you might want to watch for. If you are dead and you're currently on a respawn timer, like it's ticking down 4, 3, 2, 1, or whatever, and you die your bed breaks in the middle of that while you're dead, you will come to life again, but you won't have your Crocowolf buff. You'll just see the bar on your screen, it'll say you're getting the buff, but you're not getting the buff at all. So that is something you do want to avoid. So if somebody's taking your bed and they kill you, then break your bed right afterwards, you're not going to get that buff. So just make sure not to fall into that situation if you want your buff. That's it. There's nothing else really to talk about in this video. I think that goes over the Crocowolf rather well. And so I think we're going to wrap this video up by thanking those YouTube members. So thank you Mama Peace, thank you Redwood Deadwood, thank you Easter Axolotl, thank you A9 Gaming, thank you Darkest Troller, and thank you Finally Cringe. Thank you all so much for being members of the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video or stream. Peace out.